Hello, everyone. This is Jimmy Cultist back again with another RPG video. Today, we're going to be finishing up some moves in preparation for turn taking. Basically, I need enough moves so that the characters can take, their prospective turns, and we can test the turn cycle and turn it over to the enemies. But for this one, I'm mostly just going to be shoring up this third character, Valerie Hudson. Get her ready for combat. And it's ideal that when you're dealing with combat, you want a different setup for the... if you have any kind of drapery, robes, or skirts, you probably want to do a different setup than I have currently, which is... Currently, she's just got, what do you call it? This thing here, attached to this lower area. What you want is to attach these things to the legs. And there's a level of artistry in making them blend together and work properly, so, that's something you may have to get used to, but either way, that's what we're aiming for. I might blunt them a bit on the top, so that they blend better. Alright, that should do it. Let's move them in a little bit. It's not really super important to have it look visually good, since it's just a test, but I want to give you the basic gist of what you're going to be dealing with. Alright, now that that's done, we can move on to more important things. We're going to be copying an attack chip from one of our other characters, with everything built in already. We're going to delete this second chip. Actually, we're going to delete... we're going to move this first chip down, hook it up there. Valerie's going to be capable of ranged and close attacks, so just copy a little ranged attack over here. We're going to label this knives for future reference. And we're going to label this kick. Alright, that's that all dealt with. Now we're going to go to the attack chip. It's been a while since we were looking in here. And we're going to copy out this and label it P3 for the third player character. And we're going to want to reconnect some of these things. Attach this here. And of course, we're going to have to go to character select. Go to the second one since we duped it out. Oh, that's interesting. These don't appear to be turned on. Maybe I have to go over here. Well, that's interesting. What is connected to these? Oh, here's character select. I made a mistake. That was action select. Don't get them confused. Alright, so we're just going to go to the second one. Turn off this animation here. Scope into this. Turn it on. And remember, if you ever want to turn off an animation, just record and press triangle on whatever it is you want to turn off, but don't turn off that one. These roughly correspond, top, center, bottom. You want that to be the case, so Alright, now that that's done, we're going to need to reconnect all these wires, and it can be a bit confusing, but we already have a basis for what needs to be connected where by these ones, so let's see. We know that this one needs to be connected right there, and that needs to be connected at the very bottom. Now let's see. That doesn't connect at all, I think. That's good. A output needs to be connected to the very top. B output needs to be connected to the third port from the top. Alright, I think we're all set now. I'm gonna have to rename the attacks, of course. Knives. And grenade is going to be renamed to kick, which will be the melee move, and we'll just go ahead and connect these since they're already, the port ways are ready. We're going to have to do some modification if we want to make the attacks work as intended. But the ports are ready, and that's what's mainly important. Now, before I get down to animating the attacks, it's important that we visit another place. Wait a second. Something is very, very strange here. Oh yes, we haven't added items and magic yet. I sometimes forget that. Anyway, we're going to want to copy out the P2 cam and rename it to P3 camera. Cam attack, that should all be working correctly. Alright, it's all working as intended. We do want to go to character select though, and make sure that these are all working properly. The middle one is probably going to be turning on the bottom one, which is not optimal. And of course we want to go to the bottom one and record it being turned on. The P3 cam, that is. Now these are all going to have to be reset. We also want the position to be where she is rather than over there. Reset menu. And we want these cameras to focus on I think that should do it. Keep in mind we're going to be designing this for both melee and ranged, so you want to kind of keep that in mind. No matter what her attack is, we need to have a good shot of her, so just keep that in mind. I'm going to set up the first camera. I guess we might as well set up the second one as well. There we go. Delete this, of course, because we're going to want the recentered tag to be in here. Might as well go ahead and do that with all of them. Alright, let's shut that up right now and put this over here. There we go. I think that should give us a nice look at any kind of action that's going on. Now we can begin programming the attacks, which should be a lot of fun. Alright, so this is going to be her ranged attack, which is going to be the knives. We can delete a lot of this stuff because it's completely unnecessary to have this many let's check the connectors, make sure this isn't connected to anything. Now, I don't really have an idle animation for her, but I think that's kind of okay. Maybe she's just standing, you know, in a zen state or whatever. Not really sure who throws knives like that, but this is fantasy we're dealing with, so... Alright, let's get a look at how this looks. It looks okay. Alright, got our hitbox set up. So that should be fine. Well, let's give it a whirl, give it a test, see how she works. Valerie Hudson, attack, knives. Now, of course, there's no knives in there, so we haven't added that. May not even need to add it, honestly. A lot of these RPGs, they just have like a flashy effect, but no, you know, projectiles. Just testing to make sure it works. We also might want to test those camera setups for the other characters. The positions, that is. I do think there's a bit of stiffness in the animation. I want it to be slightly more fluid, I think. Or at least maybe faster. Maybe that's the word. Let's try it a little bit faster. And put this a little bit after the attack happens so that Very passive-aggressive way to shoot a knife at someone. Anyway, let's see what we got next. Guess this is going to be the melee attack, which luckily is already mostly prepared for. Well, there's one other thing we might have to do. Let me go back and look at the... This, I believe, shuts off the animation, which is no big deal. However, it's shutting off his animation and not Valerie Hudson's. She doesn't have an idle yet, but in preparation, in case I ever do add an idle, we're going to shut off her poses chip. Now let's take a look at this other one. It's probably also connected to this character here. Let's go ahead and delete these wires. Make sure you're not deleting any other wires in the process. We're gonna shut off this. Shut off that. That way when she attacks, there won't be anything impeding her, her attack. Her run may leave a lot to be desired. I don't know what she looks like when she's running. Yeah, that's kind of goofy. Let's try to give her some kind of, you know, cool pose. Or something. It's kind of difficult. I don't know what the heck Valerie Hudson's run is, but this is it, I guess. Anyway, let's go ahead and begin work on the close-up animations. She's gonna be doing a little kick, so we're gonna have to make that, we're dealing purely in the realm of, what is it? Impractical fighting, so I have no idea whether this would be a good way to kick someone or not. We're just making a video to get these animations and things out of the way. I'm sure whatever your personal style is for the game will make sense in the context of whatever it is you're making up. Alright, that should do just fine there. Pull this over. Now we're gonna need her to sweep the leg, as they say. Again, not really sure how practical this is. The center of mass might be difficult to maintain, but it's Valerie Hudson. She can do this for some reason. It's a very far out kick. Pull it over to the side so that there's some kind of momentum to it. Again, don't really know how this is going to look in action, but it looks funny for the time being. Let's give it a little test play and see how it comes out. It looks okay. Could be worse. Alright, we got it ready. We got it ready. Let's take a look. See how it plays out on the poor fellow here. Now we're going to need some modifications in our cameras because she's very fast. Probably the best idea is to do something... Wait a minute, this is the wrong camera. P3, don't get your cameras mixed up. Probably the best idea is just to do like an over-the-shoulder, that way even if she's throwing knives, you'll still get a good look at the action. Alright, let's give it a try. Got kind of a goofy, back to your normal place or whatever. A goofy retreat is what she's got. Also, it seems like something might be just a little bit wrong with her. Maybe we'll pull this back. Looks like she's going a little bit too far back. Or maybe it's the position of a target tag. Let's stick it right here. Maybe that's what's wrong. Let's try that again. Still too far back. Maybe it's her deceleration needs to be turned up. Could also be that we haven't modified all of the targets, we just modified the second one. Alright, let's try it this time. Well, that's better, but not quite there. Pull it back just a wee tad more. Alright, let's try this. Sometimes it takes a little bit of testing to get these things ironed out. This makes no sense to me. Oh, I know what it is. Her retreat pattern is probably too slow. She needs to have more time to retreat. Let's try this again. Okay, I think that's about right. We may have been overcompensating a bit with these tags, so let's go ahead and copy out whatever derangements. Get rid of the things that we messed up earlier when trying to figure out the problem. Alright. Now that that's concluded, we're just going to do a simple little copy of the health bar. We might want to test all of her cameras. Oh, wrong character. Let's reverse the scene. Valerie Hudson. Let's test out her cameras for this thing. Again, the retreat is laughable, but maybe we'll fix that later. Okay, that camera clearly is not going to work. So let's go ahead and iron that out while we're still working on this particular subject matter. I don't want to have to fix this later. I feel like her camera movements, because of the melee and ranged attacks, are going to be less dynamic, but overall probably a little bit funnier. She runs like she's got some kind of issues. You know, like she's bent over with pain or something. Valerie Hudson bears the pain that we all cherish. Alright, we're ready now. I think we can begin. We can begin work. We already have health bars. Oh, it doesn't appear like we do. Well, maybe that'll be as the subject for the next video. In the meantime, I think we've ironed out all 3 attacks. Next video, we may be working on turn taking and HP for the characters. In the meantime, though, that's all. This creation will be remixable after this video comes out, so if you want to mess around or use it in any way you see fit, feel free to do so. Check the description for information on how to find it in Dreams. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And if you want to support us, check the links in the description to our art pal and our coffee. You can also follow me on Twitter if you like Dreams content and unique and entertaining takes. In the meantime, goodbye.